Well, hey folks, this is Seven here. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks very much for joining me here today as we once again tackle the Kootenay Valley Homestead map. And big shout out to all of you that have been regulars of this series. It's doing quite well. I'm enjoying the map, and it's going to rain any minute. So I'm kind of doing something I said I would do many times, and that's I'm working on our roads here a little bit. Well, creating roads, I guess, or fixing up roads that used to exist. And if they didn't, well, they're going to. So, there you go. Alright. Oh. Weird. Apparently, it's no longer on ground type dirt. Oh, remove grass. I guess I should put yes there. Okay. La 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 la. Oh, actually, what are we doing? The way this thing works, I think I can run it backwards. I think. So let's try this again. You don't own this field. No, I'm not trying to do anything on that field, man. How's that looking? There we go. Now we're doing more than just mowing the lawn. Do hope everyone is doing very well today. It's the end of the weekend. A wonderful Sunday morning. Still a bit on the rainy-ish side here. It's not actually raining, but much like the game here, it's going, oh, I'm going to, fella, don't you make any mistake. I'm going to, yeah, doing sort of the same thing outside here currently. Alright, let's have a look. I think I want to trim up the front of this building a little bit. I don't want to go behind it anymore. That's why I'm kind of putting this in. I think it might make me a little more conscious of what direction I'm taking. So we'll get it to a reasonable bit of a width. So we have crops to plant today. I haven't yet quite decided what I want to put in there. Alright, I'm going to run this over till we get into trouble again. There we go. Yep, I know I don't own the field. I have no desire to own the field. Thank you. And I'm not going to be able to put off the forestry much longer. I have looked about a reasonable amount and have still not found a harvesting unit that is suitable for my taste, which is to say cheap. So yeah, we're gonna have to kind of do it the old-fashioned way. Just pull out the chainsaw and get on with it, as it were. So okay. While we're here, we might as well widen this bit. And then we'll continue on, do a run out to the shop and back, and that should pretty much do it. So, here we go. There we go, that's alright, we don't need that on anymore. Like I said, we're just retracing an old road. So I do appreciate the feedback and the all of you that contributed to the, shall we say, discussion on the fate of Farm Sim 19. And I don't mean to my channel, I mean as a game in general. Some very interesting points, for sure. And there does seem to be a general consensus, and I mean, it's my own fault. It's not something I often think about. But that one of the reasons we're not seeing the usual pattern of going with a new FS every 2 years is because of the current console generation. Okay, I don't know how far that's going to want me to go. There we go. Let's call that good. Is, of course, pretty much Dunsky. And I guess that's a bigger market than it used to be, you know. Farm Sim has always traditionally been a PC game that was ported to consoles. And I guess, like I say, I guess consoles are becoming popular enough that maybe even venerable games like, you know, PCs standbys like this, Farm Sim, are, you know, looking towards making the consoles more of a priority, or perhaps even, you know, simultaneous development. I'm hoping. I don't want to say maybe they're thinking of going the opposite way and building a console game and then porting it to PC, because, well, I'm sure we've all had experiences with some of those that were, well, let's just say, less than wonderful, you know. Especially when it comes to things like changing up controls so that you can use a more traditional control scheme, i.e. what I'm doing right now, a mouse and keyboard as opposed to a gamepad. No, the game is playable with a gamepad. It's a little bit confusing because there isn't, you know, 102 keys or whatever on a gamepad. Those keyboards are more than happy to supply. Okay. I'm going to widen out our arc onto the bridge here, I think. So that's good. So, well wide. Good stuff. And we'll do the same thing here. Come right up to the rail. Good. Oh, okay, it's not doing anything. I didn't really think it would, but I was a little nervous that we'd end up with dirt over that. Okay. And let's get the other exit cleaned up a bit. Oh, good, it actually cleared the bit of grass that was poking through the bridge. I like that. Alright. Now, I think... no, I think we can do this side for widening. Like I said, I've been threatening to do this since I first started here. Well, not on the upper part of the map, but once I realized we were going to settle our home down here in the bottom, I've been saying I'm going to cut that road back in that used to run out there. So now we have... quite that wide, wow. 10-meter wide roads. I don't think we're going to have to worry about traffic passing us or anything, so a little narrower is probably alright. Okay, and then we'll just blend that into the original, and good. Now, go finish this one section. Now this is, of course, the Lizard Roller off the Mod Hub, if anybody is looking to do a similar thing and they're not sure what this tool is. Well, that's what it is. Indeed. So, what I kind of want to do here is, I believe the technical term is sploosh about a bit first. Okay. Just to give us a bit of a hoop-de-doo area, and then we're going to head over here. Good stuff. Slide by this to the forest side. We're going to give her back. Now I should be able to get fairly close. Okay, that's going to be it, eh? Yeah. Even if the tool doesn't go over, once the tractor crosses that magic line, they pretty much call it, eh? That's alright. That's alright. Now, the last thing we need to do here, as far as immediate road work goes anyways, is continue this along. See if we can't catch the edges of these. And out here we go. I'm going to put the road back into the biogas plant. Oh, really? You're going to call me as being too close? Okay. Fair enough. Now, there's where the road used to be, so let's call that. And we'll just have to come out a little wider here, I think. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Fair enough, they don't want us too close to their field. I can understand that. If I was a farmer and that was my source of income, sitting there, I'd be awful nervous about people going around and slapping up roads and all kinds of weirdness right next to it. For sure. I'm hoping they're going to let us get close enough to actually get between this rock hill. Now, is that white? I guess the silo walls disappear, and what we're actually seeing is the blanket. Okay, good. They are letting me get in here. So nice stuff. We're going to get our road done. Okay. To a point. Alright. So, a little bit of an angle. A little bit. But I think we didn't choose where that thing went, so if they wanted to make it awkward to get to, they succeeded. Why you'd build your business somewhere people couldn't get to it is beyond me. Although who knows, maybe this is one of those things, maybe biogas plants give off a smell or something, so they like them not to be way out in the open. I can see that. I know there are certain things like that, certain industries. Mushroom farms come immediately to mind because they are absolutely horrible. And yeah, they usually stick them far enough off the beaten track that they don't cause people to drop to their knees on the streets and woof up their lunch, which they will, let me tell you. Whoa. There's one down by Chilliwack where I used to live. Oh man. If you got out into that area where that, there was a money's mushroom, those of us in BC, probably even Canada, are well aware of that particular brand. But yeah, it was a money's mushroom. And oh, God. You know, they say Chilliwack has what they call derriere, which is to say it smells like cow all the time because of all the dairy farming, etc. But oh, yeah, you would literally feel better about jamming your head up a cow's buttocks to get away from the smell of the mushroom factories. And I've been to chicken slaughterhouses and meat packing plants, and yeah, they have a reek to them, but I still think, yeah, mushroom factories, they take the cake. Alright. we don't own this field. Well, fine, I'll lift my tool. There we go. That's the roadage I wanted to do. So, now I know that silage that's out there should be done. So we do have that. And if it seems like I'm kind of putting forestry off, I sort of am. But only because once we get into it, it's going to take up probably 2 or 3 episodes, because we're going to have to crack that whole field open, you know? And that's not going to be a small job. So, there's that job out of the way. And that's one of those nice things. It's only going to need to be done once. So. There we go. So, next on the agenda. Yep. Just dove right into that one, eh? Yeah, sometimes I even surprise myself. And the one thing I did find with FS17, it's a bit of a difference from 19 as well, is you can see these lines on the field. In 19, they're really, really tough, and they don't show up during all stages. You know, so you can get a pretty good handle on, even a field that's crooked like this, you can get a pretty good handle on doing a good job on it. So, considering there's no compass to use. Now, it's totally useless during certain stages, like obviously once there's any kind of crop showing up on here, these nice lines are gone. But up until that stage, I can't tell you how handy they come in sometimes. What's up there, Mr. Meowgie? Okay, we've actually only got this wee bit up here. Nice. No, I don't really want to do the sheep, so we'll try and stay inside here a bit. Well, speaking of, yeah, we were going to get sheep, weren't we? By guppies. That's a bit of oddness. Huh, I must have put that road in. That is the one thing with using that tool, right? It's not like the landscaping in FS19. So you will end up with things like that, where there was already another layer painted underneath it. Probably to do with the shed or something. But yeah, you'll put that third layer over the top, the standard base sort of, and then whatever texture is painted onto it, and then you come along and lay that third layer over top. It sometimes doesn't mesh that well, and you get that sort of shimmery artifacting. What are you on about, young fella? You just like to hear yourself talk. You're like, look who's talking, fella. I don't know. Maybe it's because I've had him since he was such a tiny kitten, and he sees me sitting here all day going blah 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 blah, that he feels that, you know, talking constantly is just normal behavior, man. Alright, well, we don't want to do barley again. So we're getting sheep and we have pigs. We should do something along those lines. Now, as much as I said I didn't want to lease Buddy's field with the soybean in it, guess what? We're actually going to plant soybean here. Because I do still want it as a crop. It's good for our pigs. It's good money. I mean, it doesn't yield a whole ton, but it's good money. And we don't have to pay $47,000 for the privilege of harvesting it once it comes out. Okay, it looks like from those lines that this end is probably the more level side, right? Like straightest edge. Yeah, it's looking that way. It's not going to end straight, but hey. Yeah, I can't have everything. What am I looking at? Oh, my feet. Okay. Okay. And seeding, we will go. There we are, 466, 5, 4, it's working. Alright, let's just try and stay on that line there. It's going to run out before the end of the field, but it should give us a good first start line. Boy, those tire tracks disappear, don't they? It's kind of funny watching them go. Alright, and it's going to take it right to the end, isn't it? No, alrighty. Well. Ooh, that's slow to lift. Holy. Alright. Don't know what he's on about. He's a funny boy. Oh well. That stuff on that plant on the side of that building, that reminds me so much of the vines stuck on the outside of the buildings in the train renovation game, which I haven't played in a while just because it seems the interest in it dropped off after a couple of episodes rather quickly. Which is alright. It's that sort of a game. A bit nichey, as it were. And in all honesty, just kind of a not so fun take on House Flipper. A game that I quite enjoy because of the relaxation of it. But, yeah. Again, not everybody's cup of tea. But it does still do a little better than the renovation one did. And besides, I've beaten the base game. I've done all of the gardening ones, which was the first DLC. So getting through the HGTV one is all I got left, man. What am I doing here? Oh. Just like a pro. Oh, I'm sorry. Like a boss. That's right. It's supposed to be like a boss. Most of the bosses I've had are idiots. May y'all rest in peace, ya boogers. Anyway. Oopsie. Yes. Seem to be so far off the line here. Let me guess, I'm leaving a big bad stripe. Ooh, just starting, eh? Oh, man. I don't think this thing actually plants in reverse. No, I don't think so. Good stuff. I had no idea I was at that bad an angle. There we go. Let's try it here instead. There we go. Whew. Yeah, by the time we get to the end of the field, I wasn't even going to be on the field anymore. That much of it. And of course, I'm way overlapped now. Oh well. Too little, too much. Story of my life. Yeah, I guess this will be about the last thing we can do here. And then we are definitely going to have to sharpen up the old chain. Make sure we got some two-stroke oil in the tank and a little bit of chain lube going on in there, and fire up the saw. So there you go, any of you that were wondering, yeah, I've run many chainsaw. Many a chainsaw. Done my human part in cutting down many trees. Well, actually, I haven't cut down that many trees. That's wrong. I've cut up a lot of trees, but I haven't cut down a lot of trees. And that may seem semantics, but of course it is certainly not. But yeah, I've actually used chainsaws long enough to wear them out. So they had to be taken in and have things like rings put into the piston, onto the piston, because they were worn to the point they were so sloppy they had no compression left. So yeah, everything from firewood cutting to cutting actual lumber for my cabin. Great tool. Dangerous as all get out if you don't know what you're doing, but they are a great tool. That patch of weirdness in the middle of my field. No, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter indeed. So if you guys like the content, don't forget, yes, it's that part of the video, don't forget to hit that like button. Would be much appreciated. And if you don't, I mean, don't hit the like button, but if you don't like the content, then feel free to hit the don't like button and, you know, maybe leave a comment telling me why. That's always appreciated as well. Unless, of course, it's some snarky thing like, you know, I don't like the look of your face, man. Well, first of all, you're lying. You've never seen my face. And secondly, I don't care. I'm born ugly and I've lived with it for 62 years. You can live with it too. Well, 61 in a bit, but, you know. That's going to be a lot of forestry, and those are all big trees. Whew. I'm almost thinking with the amount of money that is sitting there, it would be worth buying it, even if it is a little costly, because I've got, here, let me show you what we got. How's that? We'll take a break from going up and down the field for a moment. Like, there's our regular stuff, and I mean, 317K. That's just a log lifter. I prefer to use a wheel loader, log forks, in all honesty. But I've got this thing for 320K. which I wouldn't mind giving a try. Right, that's sort of its counterpart there. But again, that's for lifting and moving logs. Might be worthwhile having. We'll see how it goes. We might try it at some point. But, yeah. See, we're going to do enough logging that I don't know that leasing something is all that great an idea. Although we could lease it, 25,000. Wow. Yeah, we could lease it, what, a dozen times? That might be a thought. Let's give a thought to that. Maybe lease that thing for a day. See how it does. So, that's at 20-something. What would it cost to lease a good old bog standard? About the same, 25,000. And we know how well this thing works. Well, either way, that might be something we should consider, eh? Rather than doing the whole of it by hand. I mean, we can do it. Heck, when I first started this map, that's how I crashed. It was cutting down too many trees by hand. But, yeah, we're okay now. Oh, and sheep. That was the other thing we were going to do, is buy some sheep. So, but I think that's going to wait till next episode, guys, because we really are pretty much done here. And we did well. We got the roads put in. That's a cool thing. Oh, it's funny, I wanted to mention this. Now probably everybody's gone. But I put up an American Truck Simulator video the other day. And for one of my videos, it's getting an absolutely stupid amount of views. And it's nothing special. I mean, I don't even have my own truck yet, right? But it shows you what you can sometimes fluke out to in a title. Now, I think those of you that follow me for a while know that generally the title of my video is based on something that happened during the video. You know, like this one is probably going to have something to do with building roads, you know. Well, it just happened. It was such a routine run in the American Truck Simulator video that the only really exciting thing that happened was I was going along the route they suggested, and all of a sudden I had to take kind of a strange detour because there was a bunch of cop cars and they had pulled a couple of vehicles over and there was something going on, right? So I labeled the video, "It's the cops." Yeah, they got like 10 times the amount of views that normally would. I don't know. So maybe we should call this one, I don't know, Tractor Murder. Anyways, take care of each other, folks. Stay the heck away from each other. Hope you enjoyed the video. I had a good time making it. We'll see you here next time with this field all planted. And, well, we're going to forest the heck out of that field over there. So, ciao for now.